G'day guys, here is a little look behind the scenes of the Real English Discussions course. It's still on private, I haven't released it, so that'll change in the future, but let's get into it guys. Alright, so when you buy the course and you sign up to it and you enter the Aussie English platform here online, whether you're on phone or tablet or your computer at home, this is what you're going to see when you log in. There's going to be an introduction lesson here, and then you're going to have all of the different week lesson packs all the way through to week 12 here, and then a few bonus ones below, all set up here. So what does it look like? If we get into the introduction, it'll come up here on the screen. And I just have a little introduction video telling you about the course, why I designed it, giving you a welcome, but also telling you how I would suggest that you use the material in the course. Then you'll see down the sides here all of the different weeks. So I'm going to make all of these available to you so that you don't have to wait, an entire week to go from week 1 to week 2 to week 3. That was an option, but I know that a lot of you are going to sign up and just want access to everything. You're going to want to go through all of it, I assume. But yeah, so this is what you're going to see. You'll have the week's lesson pack, and there'll be 5 lessons underneath each one. So we can go in and have a look at what this looks like. You'll have a few options for how you can complete this. So I have included a download button here where you'll be able to download all of the lesson files. So all of the lessons below here, the video discussion and vocab, the audio lesson, listen and read, the vocab lesson, and the pronunciation lesson, you'll be able to download those all as files here. And I'll show you as well, I'll give you a look because you'll see the PDF that I've created for you guys. So I've just done this in Google Drive, but if you click here on the PDF, you can download it, but you can also view it on the computer. And I've tried to design some really nice PDFs that you guys can print off, you can use on your computer, you can do whatever you want, but you'll have all of the transcript here for you to go through. You'll have the vocab, you'll have the little numbers next to the vocab as well, so that when you finished the lesson, if you're interested, this word mitigate, number 20 here, you can go down to the vocabulary list and easily find it, number 20, mitigate something, to make something bad, less severe, serious, or painful. So there's the vocab here below that you can refer to. And then below that, we have the pronunciation sentences here for the pronunciation audio file. And I should mention, for the vocabulary audio discussion, which is usually between 10 minutes to 30 minutes, I go through every single one of the words here, as well as the definitions, and give you spontaneous examples off the top of my head, as I think of them, trying to tell you about the way that you would use these expressions, this vocab, these collocations naturally in English. So that is the entire point about how these lessons are set up. So you'll read the transcript, you can watch the video or listen to the audio at the same time. Then you can go through the vocabulary lesson. You can take that MP3 lesson on your phone, any MP3 player, or on your computer or tablet, and listen to it for the week to learn the vocab. And then you can also take the pronunciation exercise, the audio file, and keep practicing these sentences and the vocab from this lesson for the week again and again and again. All right. So we're back here inside the Real Discussions course, week 1, bushfires and Australia's ecosystems. So as I said, you can download all those files and you can consume them however you would like on your computer, tablet or phone, or you can use the online service here that I have on the Aussie English website to consume all the content. Before we go through these lessons, let me have a little chat to you about the instructions here. So I have set out for you some instructions as to how you can complete the content for each week, okay? So you have like step 1, watch the video lesson, follow the conversation as best you can, watch the lesson multiple times and try to absorb anything that you missed the first time through. Step 2, we go through how to use the discussion video and vocab. Step 3, we go through the audio listen and read file. Then we go through the audio listen vocabulary in step 4. And then the last step is the audio lesson for pronunciation. So this is a sort of place for you to start. You can follow these 5 steps if you're unsure of how you should do it. but also you can do whatever you find the most effective. So if you think, starting with pronunciation is effective, and then you do the vocab, and then you do the audio, and only then afterwards you watch the videos, so you do it in reverse, that's fine too. So ultimately, it's up to you guys how you want to consume the material, but use these instructions if you're unsure of how to start, and then just do what works best for you. So let's just quickly go through these lessons. So week 1 here, the video discussion. This will be the discussion file. It'll be the audio, but also the video. So you'll be able to watch the entire video. The first week here is a short one, only 2.5 minutes. And it doesn't have vocab, it doesn't have subtitles. You're meant to try and follow the conversation. So let's have a quick squiz, a quick look.
So what do you see happening with the Australian in the general sense?
All right, so you get the idea. This is one without subtitles, without any kind of vocab that comes up. You'll mark that as complete, and then up here you'll be able to go to the next lesson. So if I click mark complete, you'll know that you've done this lesson. You'll have your progress bar up the top here. You'll also know where you're up to using the lessons on the side here. This lesson is done. You've done 1/5 of the entire lesson pack, and then you'll be able to click on the button up here to go to the next lesson, or you can click down the side here to go to the next lesson. So this is the discussion plus vocab video. So if I click play here, it'll come up and you'll see vocab appear down the bottom.
What do you see happening with the Australian wildlife in this sort of area, or the ecosystems in your life?
So you'll see there that it comes up quickly. If you need, you can obviously pause the video, but the point is for you to watch the video, absorb the content as it's coming out, as we're discussing it. But if you need, to be able to refer to the vocab down here below, whether that's after you've already done the vocabulary lesson and you want to come back, you just have the option. So ultimately, it's up to you. If you don't want these, you obviously go back to the first lesson and you'll have the discussion without the vocab down here below. Again, hit mark complete, and then we can go to the next lesson. All right, now you'll see that you're starting to progress. You're at 40% complete, 2/5 of the way through. You'll see they're both ticked down here on the side, and this little ring is progressing. On this page, you're just going to have the text. There's no highlights here. If you need the highlighted vocab, you can go to the lesson PDF, just click here and you'll be able to download it. But on this page, you'll be able to play the audio, and you'll be able to scroll down and read all of the transcript whilst you play the audio, okay? And then again, hit mark complete. You can do that multiple times, obviously, and keep practicing each week. Again, I would recommend repeating all of the week's lessons multiple times as you go through the week before getting on to the next week. So, all right, now we're up to the next lesson. Here we go. So, audio vocab. So we have all the vocab here that's been highlighted on the PDF and inside the discussion of vocab video, as well as the definitions here on the side. You'll be able to listen to the audio file of me discussing each of these in sequence. So it'll literally be, I go through wildlife, an ecosystem, mass extinction, recovery, ecosystems from fire, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 20. And it's just a natural conversation between you and I, effectively. I'm just talking about it spontaneously, okay? So this is a good way for you to listen to the audio breakdown, or the vocab breakdown of the week's audio, rather, during the week, so you can listen to it whilst you're commuting, at the gym, whatever it is, to reinforce the vocab from the lesson. Then you can go back and you can listen and watch the discussion again, and this time understand all this vocab in more context, okay, in better context. Then we hit mark complete, and the next lesson comes up. All right, so this is the final lesson for week 1, the pronunciation lesson. Here you're going to have these 10 different phrases with different vocab from this week's lesson. You'll have about 6 to 7 minutes with gaps where you'll hear me say these sentences, first slowly and then more naturally. And there'll be about 5 to 10 seconds after each of these phrases of silence where you can say them out loud, okay? So the whole point again here is to have an audio file where you can practice your pronunciation, you can focus on intonation, on rhythm, everything like that, and you can do that anywhere. So you just take the audio file with you, go to the gym, when you're commuting, whatever it is, and you can practice your pronunciation. Once that's done, hit mark complete, and we'll be off to the next week. So there we go. We've come back to the first part of week 1, the the home screen here for week 1. So now you're all done. You can still click on all of these lessons and go through them, and I would recommend that. I would recommend going through these multiple times. Go back over the discussion vocab video, the listen and read, the vocab and the pronunciation exercises again and again and again for that entire week. Okay, so I would really focus in for an entire week on a single lesson pack. Then I would go to the next one after that. Okay, so for instance, week 1, 7 days you spend studying this material. Then the next week you can go to, obviously, week 2, deadly and harmless animals. And you'll notice here, once you're in here, that if I go to the discussion video, that it's now longer. So the previous one was 2.5 minutes. This time it's 3.5 minutes. And if we go down to the other lessons, there'll be slightly more vocab. Obviously the transcript is going to be slightly longer, and so you're gradually going to be given more and more content to deal with every week. So the first week is going to seem like, oh, this is pretty easy, but pretty quickly it's going to ramp up, and you'll see if I go to week 12 here, you've actually got a heap of content to get through. The discussion is about 14 minutes long, I believe, if I go to the video lesson here. Yep. It's 14 minutes long, and you'll see that if I go down the side here to the vocabulary list, it's a very extensive list of vocab from this week's lesson, right? 74 pieces of vocab for you to learn. So there you go, guys. That has been a little look at the Real English Discussions course. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you guys get into this course and level up your listening comprehension, really improve your listening skills over the 3 months that this course is going to run for, okay? In fact, it's longer than 3 months because there are 2 bonus episodes, 2 more weeks worth of content right at the end that aren't related to Australian topics per se, right, directly. Anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. This will be out very shortly. In fact, when you're watching it, it's probably already out. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll chat to you then. See ya.